Hi. Now? Now? Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Chris Shoptrine. You may remember me from such education films as Miami and Independence Day, but I'm not here now to save you from aliens or get jiggy with it. I'm here to talk about the nature of the Kurdish political, social situation in Iraq, and whether the Kurds have ever truly been a cohesive group. But to answer this question, we must look at the major issues. So, have the Kurds been A, viable, B, centralized, and C, if so, to what extent? Real funny, guys. Real funny. To what extent? Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. So now that we've done that, we must look at the central issue. Are the Kurds, or are they not, an entity? Short answer, yes they are. Long answer, well, I need to pee. So now that we decided that they're an entity, we have to see if they're viable and centralized enough to constitute a single political entity. There are many issues at hand, but probably the most prominent issue is the issue of Kurdish infighting, most notably between the PUK and the KDP. Now, this situation can be expressed through a variety of paradigms, but I don't think anything captures the humanity of this situation better than... Do I really have to do this? Better than the sock puppet. Now, this is the KDP, the Kurdish Democratic Party. They were formed in 1946, in the early days of Iraq as a nation, a time when the Kurds were frequently given promises that were, sadly, never kept. Usually promises for various degrees of autonomy. Now, after a certain period where certain things happened that we really won't go into, the Algiers Agreement was signed, which basically revoked any Iranian help for the Kurds and left them basically SOL. And I'm not talking about standards of learning here. Around this same year, the PUK was formed. Now, while the KDP fought the central government in Iraq, the PUK sought rapprochement. After a short period of conflict between the two groups, bam, pow, kajam, they joined forces and with their powers combined formed a Captain Planet against Saddam in the late part of the Iran-Iraq War. Now, the Kurds continued to fight the central government through the 90s, but after the creation of the Kurdish regional government, divisions severely weakened stability in the regions. You see, the two groups had different tribal and social affiliations and different dialects. In addition to this, they often competed over revenues and supreme authority, oftentimes sacrificing the Kurdish nationalist ideal for more temporal goals. Well, by the mid-90s, this breakdown culminated in the Iraq government's crushing of the main opposition group at the time, the Iraqi National Congress. Now, guys, I'm playing Venetian Boat Song #1. It's my favorite. Contract, small track. Yeah. Now, as you can see, the PUK and the KDP have frequently supported the same cause, but have gotten divided over other issues. The problem lies in the fact that it's unclear which is more important, Kurdish nationalism or factional interests. And this is definitely a problem. Now let's review. We're looking to see if the Kurds have historically been a viable, cohesive group. To answer this, we have looked at three things. 1, are they an ethnic group? B, are they viable and collected? Or C, to what extent? Now, we know they are an ethnic group, put that away, but are they viable and centralized? You see, these two groups have fought a lot over the years. As we saw, the PUK and the KDP, despite banding together occasionally, were more often than not split over their separate issues, and worse yet, even had different agendas altogether.
It's not your bed.
So now that we've gone over the questions, the issues, the conflicts, the resolutions, I think it's time for our final conclusion, which is that the Kurds are not a cohesive entity. But really doesn't matter if you're a Kurd or a Muslim, American, Canadian, none, clown, as long as I get paid for this job. So, I hope you enjoyed this little visit with me today. I know I've enjoyed it. Call me. And before we go, I'd like to give you one last gift. From my heart to yours. Hit it, maestro.
Jig it out.
Here I am at the place where I come like go. Miami, the bass and the sunset glow. Every day like a Mardi Gras. Everybody party all day, no work, all play, okay. So I said a little something, the rest is spill. Me and Charlie at the bar running up a high bill. Nothing less than ill when you're dressed to kill. Every time the ladies pass, they be like, how will you feel me? All ages and races, real sweet faces, every different nation. Spanish, Haitian, Indian, Jamaican, black, white, Cuban and Asian. Only came for 2 days of playing, but every time I come I always wind up staying. This is the type of town I can spend a few days in Miami City. Keeps you